So, the last person I'm going to call up to introduce is a lovely lady. Some of you, especially in the Sierra Club, should know her, or I hope you know her. She is an attorney, she is a writer, she is a blogger, she's an environmental activist, she's a leader. She is the person whose house I interviewed at for this job. She's great. And
you better say that.
And her name, and she is Ivy Main. She's the chair of the Virginia chapter of the Sierra Club, and I would like to invite her to come speak to y'all.
Thanks, Ishmael. See, all of you know that ALEC is anti-regulatory, anti-clean energy, anti-voters, anti-consumers, anti-workers, if I missed anything. But the question is, how is it that it achieves its agenda? And it does it through corporations like Dominion. Dominion is the largest non-party donor to politicians in Virginia. And that's saying a lot because Virginia has no limits on the amount of campaign contributions that corporations can give to politicians. And there are no limits on how the politicians can use their donations. So, and you can bet there's a quid pro quo. When Dominion wants something, it gets it. That's why we don't have a mandatory renewable portfolio standard. That's why Dominion succeeds in beating down laws that would make it easier to put up solar panels. That is why we don't have good energy efficiency policies. Dominion has been called, or excuse me, the General Assembly in Richmond has been called a wholly owned subsidiary of Dominion Resources, and with good reason. And what ALEC gets out of that is they get their agenda legitimized by the work of corporations like Dominion that own the legislature. This is not democratic. It ought to be the voters deciding what our laws are, not corporations. And not surprisingly, that's why ALEC is anti-voter as well. This is not something that the people of Virginia should have to put up with. The customers of Dominion Power should not be supporting these activities. It is time for Dominion to get out of ALEC. I want to call up the person who is behind this whole program here today, Seth Heald. Let's give him a round of thanks. Putting this together, it would not have happened without his work.
So I get a closing word or two.
You do.
And as I was thinking about what to say, I remember the phrase, you all know the phrase, if you see something, say something, which applies to if you see something that's dangerous, something that needs to be addressed, don't just be silent. Say something, do something. Well, the same thing applies with climate, with global warming, with sea level rise. We're all here today because we see something, and we see that ALEC, behind us here, is helping to make that worse. And we see that Dominion, our local electric supplier, is a member of ALEC and is giving money to ALEC to help advance an extreme anti-climate agenda. So if you see something, say something. I thank all of you for coming out and saying something, and we need to keep doing this. We need to take this around the state of Virginia to other cities. We need to go after other ALEC members, and there are quite a few of them here in Virginia. But let's start with Dominion. We all have no choice really but to buy power from Dominion. They ought not to be using their state-sanctioned monopoly to advance agendas that are offensive to a good number, the vast majority of Virginians. Thank you all for coming out.